Hello, everyone, again. We are back with another episode of the new series talking about our Japan trips. I'm Maid Marcy, and today I have special guest. Very,
Maid
very, very
Q-ki.
cute. Who is it?
Wowie! Hello, hello, Maid Q-ki. What's up?
My favorite strawberry maid.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, I am the strawberry maid. I really like strawberries, and yeah.
You've had the maid with many names.
The maid oh yeah, oh gosh, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
I've
It's
changed my
okay.
names like 3 times since this started, but I just went back to the original. My name is Q-ki, and it has been since middle school, so it's gonna stick forever.
Ah.
I can't escape from it.
It's okay. It's all good. All right, so I'm gonna hop right into it. So, how many times have you been to Japan, and when was it?
Alright, so I've been to Japan 3 times now. The
Whoa.
first trip was in 2017, and we went in August, and let me tell you, if you're ever gonna go to Japan, do not go in August.
Is it like humid?
It's really, really humid. I remember so I brought my dad with me because my dad was like, "You're not going to another country by yourself, like, that's not gonna happen," so he came with, and I remember we walked out of the airport, and I just looked at him, I was like, "We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna survive this." It was literally, like, 90 degrees, and it was so humid, I felt like I was, like, choking for a couple minutes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but, it was a long flight, so I'm sure we were a little cranky from that, but yeah, it's very hot, very humid, and very rainy in August.
I would think that, since we're Arizona people, we're like, "Oh, we can handle heat, but humidity?"
No, dude. I think, like, part of the joke is, like, Florida and, like, other humid states make fun of Arizona because 'cause we're hot, but we're, like, a dry heat, and they deal with the humid heat every year, like, they just have to live in that, and we don't. So they call us wimps because we don't have
Yeah.
to deal with it.
Yeah, I made a new friend actually who used to live in Florida, and they're like, "Yeah, living in Florida is like if you took a shower and you just didn't dry off and you went outside." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
That is a really good description, but I gotta hand it to Japan, though. They have a lot of, like, open door shops, like, it's kind of like a garage door, so it's
Mm.
just completely open air, but the AC was blasting so
Oh.
dang cold. I was, like, actually cold every time we walked into a shop because I swear, I think they blast that at, like, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's
Oh
gotta be
gosh.
colder.
Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, you did it. You know when to go during the prime
I
time.
know when to go now. Oh, yeah, so I went 2 other times, I forgot the main question. I
It's
went 2
okay.
other times, I went again a year later, um, with Maid Now and Maid Lulu, and we went in October and November. That was a lovely time of year, and then I went in 2020 with my mom in February, and it was very cold.
Oh my gosh, and that was like right before
It was
every
right before this.
yeah, and I remember you were like, "I'm freaked out, like what if they won't let me back into the country and stuff like that."
Oh, yeah, so I was on a mountain when our president announced a border ban, but he didn't explain that the border ban was for Europe only, so my mom and I were just on a mountain, and we're like, "Oh, US just closed their borders, and we're on a mountaintop in Japan. This is great."
Ooh, yeah. Japan actually just recently closed their borders too.
We did, and you know what? Go them, do what you gotta do.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, we're in Arizona, it's a little scary, so let's talk about happy stuff because we are the worst place to be in during a pandemic.
So, you visited Tokyo, was it Kyoto and Hiroshima too?
Yes, I've been to those 3 spots, Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, and I gotta say I think my favorite out of the 3 was Hiroshima.
Oh, really?
So, that was my 3rd trip, and it kind of I've never been to Hawaii, but, like, you see the photos and it's, like, a beautiful landscape, giant
Mhm.
mountains, water everywhere, and that's kind of what Hiroshima was like. It was just so beautiful and, like, traveling across the ferry was so relaxing, and then you just are stuck on this little island with, like, trees and sand everywhere and, like, little shops and, like, tourist
Aw.
stuff, and it was so relaxing. Yeah, Hiroshima was my favorite for sure.
Aw. Did you have, Hiroshima style, like, okonomiyaki and stuff like that?
Unfortunately, we didn't we weren't hungry when we went, and we were only on the island for, like, maybe 4 or 5 hours, but I
Oh.
think the craziest part was for some reason, like, this would just never happen in America, so, like, maybe that's why it was so mind-blowing, but the ferry was like, "Alright, we're gonna leave at noon." I kid you not, like, 12:01, we were moving on the water. I was like, "They do not joke around about their time," like, this huge boat. was just like, "All right, noon, we're leaving, propellers go." And I was like, "We're actually on time, what the heck? That would never happen here."
That's what I thought of too, like on the train system, like they were there on time, they left on
I
time.
know. So, like, that's gotta be, like, one of my favorite things about Japan in general is just, like, the convenience. Cause like, here, I feel like if you're gonna take a bus or something, there's, like, a solid chance it might not even show up. Like, bus is supposed to leave at 5? Well, that's cool because it never even came.
Yeah, I don't miss those days.
Nope, I don't either. But, nowadays, we don't even have to travel, so that's A-okay to me.
Yeah, honestly, I'm having a good time just chilling at home.
Alright, but yeah, so some of the other things about Hiroshima, though, there were deer everywhere. Like, you hear about deer in Nara, how you can just, like, walk up to them and feed them snacks and stuff. The deer in Hiroshima seem just as chill, like, they were everywhere, and there were a lot of tourists were, like, petting them and taking selfies with them, like, a foot from their faces, and I was like, "I don't wanna touch the deer, like, what if it bites me?"
Oh, yeah, Ringo was talking about that too, and I was like, I would be kinda scared of the deer for some reason. I feel like they would, like, bully me and headbutt me, but she's like, "No, no, they're very, chill. They're very
Oh,
gentle." But I'm like, "Still, I feel like they
oh,
would
dude.
bully me."
Yeah, I don't know, there was a couple that were, like, definitely a bit nippy and would, there was a small child for sure that was, like, pestering one, and it got a little, like, antsy, and I was like, "See, this is why I won't touch the deer, I'll just let them be. Let them be
Yeah,
cool by the
I
ocean."
will I will admire from afar.
Oh, man, I think, like, in Hiroshima, one of my favorite experiences, though, was just this guy that started talking to us on the train, and he said it was his hobby to talk to foreigners to practice
Woohoo! A
English. So
hobby?
the entire train ride, yeah, like, from the bullet train station all the way to, like, where the ferry exit was, he just talked to us the whole way, and he was like, "You don't mind, right? Like, it's just my hobby to talk to foreigners."
That's kinda
He was just,
strange.
like, a really sweet old dude. I don't know, I didn't mind him. He was definitely, like, I'm not used to locals talking to us because I think they kind of generally ignore you unless you look like you're lost, but he was really sweet to us.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It was super, super nice. What did we have? I'm trying to think if we did eat anything in Hiroshima, though. I think the only thing we had was, like, some kind of fried chocolate dessert thing,
Ooh.
and it was from the guy that served us was from California.
What?
So
Was he
immediately,
like
he was like, "Do you guys speak English?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, for sure." Because like, a lot of, like, the white people in Japan, they'll speak, like, German or something, so, he was like, "Oh, do you speak English?" And, I was like, "Yeah, you sound like you're not from around here," and he was from LA or San
oh my
Fran or something.
god.
What did I say? I don't know. He was from California, though.
Oh my gosh. Just a white guy serving,
No, he
snacks in
was
Hiroshima?
no, he was, like, from Hiroshima, but he, like, grew up in the States, and then he just, like, decided to go back, and now he's, like, serving desserts in Hiroshima.
Aw, that seems like a chill life.
I know, we were actually talking to him, like, quite a bit, and he was just, like, a really nice, chill dude, and I think that pretty much wraps up Hiroshima. It was just such a chill place, like, there was no schedule, no rush, and everyone was so polite and nice.
I like how you said Hiroshima was your favorite place, even though you were only there for a couple hours.
That's the thing. Okay, so I tried to talk my mom into this. I was like, "We should just bring a backpack in case we really, really like it and wanna stay the night," but she was very adamant that we not do that.
Mm.
So, our trip to Hiroshima was very, like, not planned. It was just we woke up in the morning and we're like, "Let's go to Hiroshima." So, we got on the bullet train and went to Hiroshima for the day.
Aw, okay, now I definitely need to go to Hiroshima.
It was worth it, even if it's just, like, the bullet train for the day, because we were staying in Kyoto, and, yeah, we literally just hopped on the train and went. So, we had, like, the JR pass, so I think you get, like, unlimited bullet train rides if you have the JR pass.
Mhm.
So, I think in total on that trip, we took, like, 6 bullet trains.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it was just back and forth constantly, but it doesn't take that long to get there on the bullet train, and there were plenty of open inns, like, I think they had, like, onsen and stuff with all over the place.
Ooh.
And then there's also, like, a little trail you can do, and there was, like, a bunch of little Buddha statues with hats. So, yeah, it was definitely an experience. Highly recommend Hiroshima. Go please go.
Have you been to onsen before?
No, I really, really wanted to. So Maid now tried to talk me into going to one, but at the time, I was way too scared to go. So by the time
Mhm.
I was, like, ready to go, I was with my mom, and then my mom was too scared to go, so we never did.
Aw.
I know, I feel like it's, like, a whole gimmick that, like, I just kinda missed out on.
It's okay. I know Ringo was like, she wanted to go to, and I remember I wanted to go to when it's just like, I don't know, maybe not a public one. I feel like there's lots of inns and stuff.
Yeah, I'd really like to try out, at least for, like, my first one, I'd really wanna go to, like, an inn where you get, like, your own little private one, saunas and hot baths and stuff, so I think I'd have a really good time. It's just such a different culture.
Yeah, I think in LA they have something like that, like a Korean style, like, bathhouse or whatever.
Really? I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but, it's still, like, you're still in a public setting. Have you been to, like, an inn, like a ryokan?
I'm trying to think. I've been to so many places. I don't think I've been to a ryokan, but I did go to an Airbnb that was, like, definitely, like, more traditional, like, the whole floor was, like, tatami mats, and it was very, very nice.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think if the one so when I went with Maid Lulu and Maid Now, we stayed in one place. I'm not sure if it was considered a ryokan. Like, what constitutes a true ryokan?
True ryokan, like a traditional Japanese, like, building with, like, a service, like, traditional rooms, furniture, food, amendments.
Alright, so I Googled it. So it just says a ryokan is a type of traditional Japanese inn that typically features tatami-matted rooms, communal baths, and other public areas where visitors may wear yukata and talk with the owner. So I think the one that we stayed in Kyoto with Lulu and Ao was similar to ryokan, but, like, I don't think it actually was because like, not everybody was in, like, kimono and stuff, but it was definitely, like, you could talk to the owner. They were having a little party when we were there, and they, like, invited us to join. And there were, like, tatami floors in the room, but then you could also book out, like, a more Western style room that didn't have the tatami floors. So, I guess it was, like, a weird hybrid. I'm really not too
Mm.
sure on stuff like that.
I had a feeling it probably wasn't.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, I think a dream trip for me, like, would be definitely doing all the stuff that, like when you think about going to Japan, you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna go stay in a super traditional room, and I'm gonna take a hot bath in an onsen, and Imma have such a good time," and I've not done any of those stuff, so
Yeah, same here, like,
I wanna do the one where you can bathe with the monkeys up north
oh my gosh, please
in
do
the
it.
snow. I think it's in the snow.
I just wanna be like those capybaras that's just, like, chilling in the bath.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really nice. Speaking of monkeys, by the way, have you ever been to Kyoto?
No, I've
Okay,
only went to
so
Tokyo that time.
gotcha. So if you go to Kyoto and you go to Arashiyama, it's like the bamboo forest area. The first
Mhm.
time I went, we didn't climb the mountain because we don't like climbing. That's painful. But when I went the second time, we did climb the mountain. At the top of the mountain, there's like a little monkey zoo, and it was crazy. I was
A
not
little monkey
expecting what
zoo.
there was. So, like, in the US, you have zoos, all the animals are, like, behind bars usually, especially if they're things like
Yeah.
monkeys. No, in Arashiyama, they're just out in the open, and you can just walk up and be like, "Yep, that's a monkey," like, right next to you. But they were, like,
Do
everywhere.
do you remember what it was called?
Um, no, I think it was just like a monkey not a petting zoo, it was just like a little monkey sanctuary, and there, like, were signs everywhere, and you just pay, like, a little admission fee, and they let you through a gate. And yeah, you just climb up a little mountain. That definitely wins you if you're not seasoned in walking far. But yeah, they were just at the top of a mountain and like I think you could feed them or something, or like when we were there, like they rang a bell and like all the monkeys started going insane, like freaking out. And I guess it was feeding time and they were playing weird music at the same time. So there were just monkeys like screaming and weird happy music playing and it was just so chaotic.
So this was in Kyoto, right?
This was in Kyoto at Arashiyama. It was just I was not expecting there to just be
Yeah,
a monkey
I
horde, like, 2 feet from me.
I looked it up. Yeah, it's called Arashiyama Monkey Park.
Yep, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
Oh, I wanna see some monkeys.
Oh, man, Arashiyama is just such a chill time. It's always crowded, so that was, like, definitely interesting when I went with my mom, 'cause, like, there wasn't a lot of travelers since it was, like, kind of, like, pre-COVID and, they were just starting to kind of, like, slow down
Wow.
travel, so it was very empty when I went, and empty bamboo forest is really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at, pictures of it right now, and I'm like, "What? This looks so beautiful."
I know, I was watching, there's, like, a couple YouTubers that I follow that live in Japan, and one of them was, like, interviewing the locals and asking them how they feel now that Kyoto's so empty, and, like, some of them were saying that, like, even though, like, they were usually annoyed at, like, the constant foot traffic, it was almost too quiet these days, which was kind of
Mm.
sad.
Yeah, it's still like that actually, right even now.
Yeah, I know, I can't imagine, to be honest, like, completely empty because it was still, like, a little busy when we were there, but just, like, complete emptiness. What was completely empty was Fushimi Inari. Like, walking that's the one where you walk through the red arches and there's, like, the fox
Oh,
statues
that one.
everywhere.
Yeah, that one.
So that one, when we went, it was, like, deserted. It was kind of creepy at times. So and we actually got lost. So when I went with Maid Now and Maid Lulu, there was, like, a trail that we kinda stopped following because it just kinda kept going and going, and we were like, "Alright, we're just gonna, like, turn around and stop." Um,
Mhm.
so when my mom came, we kept going, and we got lost. There were, like, signs that were a little confusing, but we were following the signs that said, "Fushimi this way," so, like, we just kept going and going. And we ended up, like, on the side or, like, the back side of the mountain or something, and, like, the path led us up, like, next to people's houses, and my mom was like she started threatening me. She was like, "You lost us. We're on a mountain. It's, like, raining, and there's people's houses that we feel like we're trespassing on." But that's where the path took us, and eventually it did lead us to the top of the mountain, which was I guess we just took the back route.
Aw. I think it's interesting though that like at least your the most recent Japan trip you did is like a lot of like cultural naturey things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, that was, like
Yeah.
because all of, like, the indoor stuff was closed, so, like,
Oh, right.
right before we left, they announced that they were, like, closing, like, the Studio Ghibli Museum, they closed the One Piece Tower, they closed, like, pretty much anything that was indoors was not currently running.
Mm.
So, we almost had no choice except to do all the outdoorsy stuff, which was kind of not the greatest only because it was February, so it was very cold and it
Oh,
was raining
cold.
the whole
Yeah.
time we were there, and our manager, Dojima, he went, like, a week later, and he said it was sunny and beautiful
Oh
the whole
yeah,
time he was there.
I remember Rosie, she said that they went to like a lot of like gardens too because a lot of things were closed.
Mhm.
Yeah. But honestly that sounds like a really nice change of pace of like what most people would probably think of when they say like, "Oh, I'm going to Japan." You know?
It really, really was, like, especially, like, having been 2 times prior during, like, decently heavy, like, tourist times, like, the first time I went wasn't, like, a super heavy tourist time period, but it was during Comiket. So there's still, like, a lot of foot traffic in, like, the Tokyo area, and then the second time was during Halloween, so it was even crazier, but the third time, it was just very, like, slow-paced, like, not a lot of crowds, not a lot of people, even the trains were empty. I don't think I was on a single train where I had to stand.
Well,
So and also, the seats were so heated. I don't even know how to explain how hot the seats were. Like, it felt like having a space heater on connected to your butt. It was so warm, and we had to, like, take our scarves and jackets off on the train because it was just way, way, way too hot.
was this on the bullet train or commuter
No,
train?
this was just on the standard commuter train. I think we this was in
Oh.
Tokyo, and we were just traveling it did in their defense, it did start snowing, so, like, it was very
Oh.
cold all of a sudden, but I'm just so shocked, like, so I mentioned in the summer, they had the cold air blasting so hard that I was, like, freezing, and then in the winter, they just blast it so hot that I'm, like, sweating, and I'm like, how are you supposed to dress? Like, am I supposed to dress in layers all the time?"
Hmm. You know, I thought I had an idea. I thought I had an idea what like Japanese weather was like, but now I'm just like thinking, no, I don't. I have no idea how Japanese weather works.
No, I just couldn't believe it, so when it started snowing, that was, like, the biggest thing, so we had just come back from Kyoto, where it was, like, relatively warm, like, you could kinda take your jacket off and be comfortable,
Mhm.
and then we hop on a bullet train, and we show up in Tokyo, and as we're walking to our hotel, it just starts raining super, super hard, and it's, like, cold outside, and you can see your breath. We're lost, we can't find our hotel, so and we finally get to the hotel, we're soaking wet, we get up to the room and open the window, and it just starts snowing.
No.
Not ready for that. I think that was in so we did late February, early March, so this was, like, March 12th
Mhm.
or something at this point, and it's
Mhm.
just snowing,
What
and
the
we're just like, "We're
heck?
not prepared for this." And you can't like I said, you can't go and do any, like, inside touristy stuff because everything is closed, so it's snowing and we're stuck outside or in the hotel room.
Yeah. Um, did you I can't remember. Did you try going for cherry blossom season or no?
I think initially well, no, we did want to go for cherry blossom, so we knew we were going a little bit early for that. Oh,
Yeah.
it was just the way our work schedules aligned, like, that was the time that my mom and I were both able to get off work and go. So, if we didn't go at that time, like, we just wouldn't have been able to go at all that year.
Yeah, because I was talking to Ringo and she said that she tried to go during cherry blossom season, but she was late. And I tried going during cherry blossom season. I was too early. And I'm like, will we ever know anyone that goes right at the right time? Yeah.
During cherry blossom season. I feel like people do it all the time, like, are they just lucky or, like, are we just bad at this?
I don't know. I guess like season pros who know the schedule of the cherry blossoms. I don't
I
know.
know, I guess, yeah, season pros, that's, like, a pretty good they probably are season pros. Cause yeah, when I went during Halloween, like, we were trying to snag the fall colors, like, all the beautiful red trees, and the week after we got back, another friend of mine went, and she was sending photos of all the red trees, like, we had missed it by a week
Yeah.
again.
I know Dojima, he's been a couple times too, and I think he got it right actually during cherry blossom season. I think. I need to ask him about that.
Mhm. I wanna say even last year in 2020 when he made it, I think he said the cherry blossoms were blooming when he was there, so
Oh, come on.
missed it by a week again. It's
Again.
okay, I'll see colors in Japan eventually, but
Oh.
I don't know, I've been to Japan so many times, I've never been anywhere else, so I kinda wanna go somewhere else now.
Yeah, I think you have been there the most times. Like you said you went 3 times.
I did. I mean, like, the first time was kind of technically for work, sort of, but I had a lot of leisure time, and then yeah, I don't know, I guess just, like, I'd be like that, a yearly Japan trip, you know?
Oh, I can't wait to go back again though.
I can't wait either, I can't wait. I really wanna go with friends again, I think going now that I've forced both of my parents overseas, it's time to spend more time with friends there.
Yeah, I would like to go back with friends too. Oh, so I have another question for you. In what ways was Japan different from home? I know you talked a little bit about like like the people and the commuting and like their punctuality and stuff like that. But what are some like other things you
Okay.
noticed?
Definitely overall, the convenience of everything. I
Yeah.
feel like if you need anything in Japan, it is just, like, a 10-minute walk away from wherever you are. So, like, definitely the commuting, but, like, to kind of go off the commuting a little bit more, I feel like if you travel kind of in the US, it's really difficult to get around if you're not gonna be with friends or family with a car, and you almost, like, have to rent a car in a lot of the areas that you travel to, but there's trains everywhere and buses
Yeah.
everywhere. You'll never have to rent a car there, but also, if you're hungry, there's probably a gas station 10 minutes away where you or not even a gas station, just a convenience store 10 minutes away where you can just get a snack and go to the bathroom and do whatever you need to do.
Oh my gosh. My Airbnb when I went like downstairs and to the left or downstairs and to the right was 7-Eleven, and that's where I went every day.
Exactly. I know. I've stayed in hotels where this like, the 7-Eleven is part of the building that you're in, and I'm just like, "Alright, yeah, let's do this." Convenience store in the hotel, and, like, convenience stores in Japan are not like they are in America all the time, like,
Mm-mm.
you will get a hot meal that will not give you an upset stomach, and that is just the best part of it.
Oh my gosh. So do you know what's his name? Mike Chen. I think his name's Totally Dumpling.
I
On
don't think I do, no,
He
but
does a lot of food videos and my favorite videos he does is when he goes to like convenience store tours in like Taiwan, Korea, Japan and stuff like that and he just does like a huge haul of convenience store stuff. And I was thinking
he's
like
doing God's work.
yeah, and I was thinking, can I do that with like convenience store stuff here? I was like, no, I cannot.
Hello, I bought this hot dog at QT.
I was like
I was in pain for the next 3 days.
I was like, I bought
Isn't that how the zombie apocalypse started in that one movie, Zombieland?
Oh, I
It was like
think
a
so. It was like a gas station hot dog, wasn't it?
yep, that's
Ew.
how I feel about all the convenience store food here. I'm just like, "I don't trust this tuna sandwich, it will probably kill me."
Yeah, like I know people who worked at convenience stores and they're all like, "Yeah, don't eat that stuff." Like just get
Oh my
get your
gosh.
soda and your chips and go.
Meanwhile, in Japan, you're just like, "Oh, wow, look at this hot, like, potato croquette, like, steaming and perfect, and, ooh, I can get a hot tea with that too? Yes, please."
Oh, and the sandwiches. Oh my god, I miss the
Curry
sandwiches.
buns, rice balls, really whatever you need. Actually, speaking of convenience stores, when my mom was there with me, she was too scared to eat in most of the restaurants, and I'm
Really?
a little timid too, so when she's scared, I'm like, "Oh no, I'm a little nervous now." So then I get nervous, and I swear, I think, like, 90% of our food was convenience store food when we were there.
Oh my no.
But it was so sad too, 'cause whenever I would finally get her to a restaurant, she was like, "Oh my gosh, this food was amazing. This is some of the best food I've ever had." But on the next meal, she was like, "Alright, convenience store, let's go."
That's hilarious, but honestly, convenience store food is just that good. You can just eat it a
It
lot.
really was, and, like, when we were there, since it was all outdoorsy stuff, like, we were honestly walking, like we were looking at our phones, I think we were walking, like, 10 miles every single day.
Yeah, that's how, Ringo said too, and I was like, "You really just do walk everywhere."
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure if you were to, like, be a local, there's, like you don't walk quite as much, but when you're a tourist, you're like, "I got this to do and this to do, and then we gotta get
Mhm.
over here," so you were just walking everywhere, and you're gonna get lost, and you're gonna walk some more.
Oh my god, that reminds me, when I went with Kiwi to Japan, she was like, "We're going to this museum." So we went to that museum, but she got the museum name wrong, and we were in a completely different we were in the wrong place.
Oh, was it another museum?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So in Tokyo, we were trying to go to Team Lab, like digital museum. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, 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 that's a really big spot.
Yeah, it's really popular a spot in Tokyo. But when she sent out like in the group chat to everyone like, "Hey guys, we're going to the Digital Art Museum of Tokyo." And there actually is a Digital Art Museum of Tokyo.
I mean, at least you guys got to go to a museum.
Yeah, and when we got there and she was like, "This doesn't look right." And then I realized, "Oh wait, she meant the other digital museum."
Aw. It's okay, it's okay. I haven't been to the Dreamlabs, museum either, so we'll do that when we're old and go do our onsen trip. We'll hit Team
Yeah,
Labs
we'll
too.
go to Team Lab again. Yes. I wonder how
Oh my
Team Lab's
god.
doing actually, because it used to be like a really hot like tourist and local spot where people would take like Instagram pictures and stuff, but I kind of wonder now like how it's doing.
Well,
Cause
now that their borders are closed, like, they might be open to locals again. I haven't looked into it, you know?
yeah, yeah, I don't know.
'Cause when I was there too, the One Piece tower was closed, and One Piece is
Ah,
my jam. Like, I love One Piece so much, so the tower being closed was such a heartbreaker, and, like, both the anime and the manga right now, I believe, are in what's called the Wano arc, which is, like the Wano arc is all, like, super mega Japan themed, like, cherry blossoms everywhere and samurai, and it's crazy, so I'm like, I really wanna see, like, the One Piece tower during the Wano time, cause I just think that would be such a good time.
God, dude, like when I went to Japan, it was like when I went to Sunshine City, the mall where it was at,
Ooh, that's
and
my favorite spot for clothes shopping,
really?
Sunshine City Mall. Yes,
Oh
I love
man.
that place.
I went there for nerd stuff.
Really? Oh, yeah, I mean, they do have, like, the Pokemon Center and stuff there, right?
Yeah, yeah, they have that and a bunch of, like, other, like, cool little shops.
So
But,
what did you do at the Sunshine Mall?
well, we went for Pokemon Center and we, like, had lunch there and stuff, but I was so sad because, like, 2 weeks prior before, coming to Japan, the One Piece Tower and the Shonen Jump Tower, like, closed.
Wait, why?
Like you mentioned, like, the One Piece Tower closed, the Shonen Jump place, it was also in Sunshine City, and, like, a few weeks prior before we got to Japan, they closed it down. And I was like,
Oh, gotcha,
"No, I
gotcha.
really wanted to go see it."
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Tho So, are there, like, more than One Piece locations then? Because I thought the One Piece tower was, like, the Tokyo Tower.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking something different then. Because I know in Sunshine City, they used to have, like, the Shonen Jump. Maybe is the Shonen Jump Tower different from the One Piece Tower?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of, like, weeby touristy stuff to do in Japan, so, we're probably talking about completely different places, but
Yeah, I think because yeah, the Shonen Jump Tower had, like, a bunch of other, like, shonen, stuff there too, but maybe the One Piece Tower, it was all One Piece, right?
yes, it was,
Okay.
like, entirely One Piece. That's where they have, like, the One Piece play and everything. I think
Yes,
it's, like, a
yes.
physical even. I really regret not doing that.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of something else. Oh, well.
Oh my gosh, when, I went to the One Piece Tower, I was with the other 2 maids, and I think we just ran around that place like idiots the entire time, like, I think it's, like, more geared towards children, but we were having such a good time, like, you get to pick up the little transponder snails and, like, run around with it, and they had to yell at us to stop running because
Oh my
we
gosh.
were just, like, so excited, we felt like children, and we were definitely kind of acting like children, which was not good, but
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
I remember you guys also went to Sanrio Puro Land too, which is also kind of a kid's
Oh
place.
my gosh, Sanrio Poodle the entire time, they have this, like, little thing where they have a parade and they do a show, and my jaw was just dropping the entire time because it was so fun and crazy. Sanrio Poodle Land and, like, it was comforting to see that there was, like, a lot of older girls there, like, we were
Mhm.
not the only adults there, so that was comforting, but Sanrio Poodle Land's interesting.
Is it like a theme park?
It's like a theme park, but so when we went, it was raining, so you just walk up to this giant, like, pink rainbowy castle, and there was, like, gloom and doom clouds all around it. It was just really weird. We also got so lost trying to get there, like, the train system did not match what Google Maps was telling us to do. So what should have been, like, maybe, like, a 2-hour trip to Sanrio Poodle Land took, like, 4 or 5 hours, I think. It
Oh
was
my
just
god.
ridiculous. So Tommy Opinioland was interesting, but, oh man, so we're a maid cafe, right? Can I talk
Mhm.
about my maid cafe experience
Ooh,
in
yeah,
Japan?
I was actually just that's actually on my questions here. Can you talk
Alright.
about the maid cafes you went to?
So, alright. So the first maid cafe, the first real one I ever went to was At Home Maid Cafe, and it was
Yes.
the big one with the giant ribbon, like, the giant headband as the entrance in Akihabara, and I brought my dad with me, and that was amazing. So I was like, "Alright, dad, it's day 1 in Japan, let's go to a maid cafe, it's my
Oh my
lifelong dream."
god. Can
So
you please
we
tell us
went.
about Dad and Maid Cafe?
Alright, so for those of you who don't know my dad, which is probably all of you, my dad is about 5'5", so he's a little short, bald, and very dad with a giant mustache. He's also kind of old, so my dad's about as dad as you get. And so we go to the maid cafe and we're doing the thing, and the whole time he's just looking around like, where in like the fresh sweet heck did my daughter bring me? I don't know what to do here. So, and I'm having a blast. I'm like smiling and clapping and so excited. And the maids brought us in and sat us down. They sat us down in the very middle, right in front of the stage.
Oh my
And we
gosh.
paid for the most expensive meal because I wanted the souvenirs.
Oh my god, Ringo did that and I got the second most expensive.
The most expensive, I think, I don't know. Anything is worth it as long
Yeah,
as you're at the maid
honestly,
cafe.
the experience, take all my money.
I know, I know. I felt kinda bad because I felt like we were intrusive a little bit on, like, regulars and stuff like that, but I was like, "You know
Nah.
what? I'm here. These people will never see me again. It's okay." So, our maid was incredibly sweet. I don't remember her name, but we bonded because I was wearing, like, color lenses, and she was like, "Oh, we're both wearing, like, colored contacts," so that was cute.
Aw.
But my dad was like, "Order for me." I don't know what to order. So I ordered us both, like, the rice omelet that you have to, like, slice open, and they drew bunnies on it for us.
Oh my god.
So and then I ordered us the dessert, and I bought my dad a cute puppy dog chocolate mousse dessert, and I bought a bunny one for myself, so I made him take a picture with it. And
I
then my
love
favorite part
this.
was when it came time to take a Polaroid, because my dad was like, "I'm not doing it. I'm not taking a Polaroid with a maid. No, that's not gonna happen." And then when she came up and she's like, "It's time for Polaroid," and she's, like, holding up the camera, I, like, just pulled my dad. I was like, "We're doing this."
Oh my gosh,
So
you
I picked my dad, I picked him out the cat ears, and he put them on, and he got next to the maid, and he made little cat hands and, like, got so into it, and I wish I could show you the picture because holy heck, he looks so happy.
Oh, I actually, I remember you sent it to me, like, I think last year. I'm looking at it right now. He looks so
Oh,
cute.
no. I was like, he looked genuinely happy, though, like, he's having a
Yeah,
good time, I
it's
think.
it's really cute. I love it.
So, like, I swear, when he passes away, that will be one of the many photos that I show to
Aw.
everyone.
Oh, yeah, I have both of the Polaroids you took. The one with your dad, her name is Rita.
I was gonna say, like, Riri or something like that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
and the
go Maid Rita,
one yeah, and
very
then the
sweet.
one you took by yourself, her name is Akatin.
Akatine. Go
Akatin,
those
yeah.
maids, they were so sweet and so helpful,
Yeah,
and I'm just really
oh,
happy I got my dad to put on cat ears and take a picture with a maid.
that's so
My life
cute.
goal has been accomplished. My mom refused to go, though, she wouldn't lift her foot and go with me.
Really? Aw.
Yeah, the whole trip, she was like, "You get 1 anime thing this whole trip, that's it," and I was like, "Oh,
What was it
mom."
what was the anime thing again?
I don't even know if she let me do anything, actually. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I don't remember going anywhere anime themed.
Yeah, I don't think you did either. I think you I was like when you went, I was like, "Oh, she's going to Kyoto and, like, Hiroshima and, like, all those, like."
You know what that means? That just means I get to drag her back to Japan and be like, "Alright, mom, you said I get to do 1 anime thing, it's time." And then I'm gonna get her into a maid cafe too. But
Yo.
yeah, oh my gosh. The second time we went to a maid cafe though, I was with the maid now and maid Lulu, and we went to Maidreamin.
Yeah.
And man, that was so fun. Like, we were the only patrons there except for one other dude, and we paid for them to dance, and it was just such a good time. They gave us light sticks, and they helped us learn how to light stick a little bit.
Oh, did you go like I think you went on Halloween night, right?
Oh, yeah, we went twice then. So we went before Halloween, and then we wanted to find, like, a specific Maidreamin place, but the thing is, like, we were in Akihabara, so we, like, kind of assumed it was there. We assumed wrong. There are so many maid places,
Oh
even just in
yeah.
Akihabara. I swear there's, like, 20 just in that one little area.
Mhm.
So, we found the other one was in Shibuya, I wanna say.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so we went to go do the maid cafe in Shibuya. And I remember the police, like, since it was so crowded, they were like, "You can't come this way," and we were like, "No, no, 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 like, we're trying to go to a business," and, like, everything was blockaded, so it was very stressful, but when we showed them the location, they just, like, waved us on and let us pass the blockades, but it was like, police take Shibuya Halloween very seriously.
Yeah, they do. I don't know if you did you go into any convenience stores when you were in Shibuya on Halloween?
I don't remember actually, I do remember taking, like, photos. I don't think we did, we just did, like a ramen bar that night after the maid cafe.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was telling Ringo this during on Halloween night and Halloween weekend, the convenience stores in Shibuya, they don't sell alcohol.
Really?
Like, yeah, they put a tarp over the alcohol section and say,
They put a tarp over it.
yeah, and they're
Oh
like, "You
my,
can't buy
that's
alcohol."
actually really funny. So, I think before we went, I wanna say we just got a couple strong zeros near our hotel, and then we went on our merry way.
I feel like
And, like, we were good about it too, like, we wore our maid dresses,
Mhm.
and we covered up with cardigans, like, we just didn't wanna be on the trains in costume and be like those annoying foreigners, but, like, yeah, I think we did chug a couple strong zeros before we went out that
I
night.
think you and everyone else in Shibuya also did that.
Probably. Strong zeros are dangerous,
They
man, they
are.
just taste like juice.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
it isn't that the trip where we tried to bring some back in our luggage for you?
I think so, but I don't think you didn't you guys get caught or something?
I don't know, it wasn't my luggage because I was like, "I have Liz Lisa in my luggage, the canned goods are not going in my bag."
I brought ketchup back from Japan, and I was yeah,
Ketchup?
I was so
Why did you bring ketchup
because
back?
okay, let me tell everyone here, Kagome Japanese ketchup is the best ketchup in the world. You'll never get a better tasting ketchup. Like Heinz has nothing on Kagome ketchup. And I can't find them in Arizona and I can't find it online. I've only found it in this little Japanese grocery store in San Jose and as well as in when I was in Japan, I was
Oh my
like when we
gosh.
went to a grocery store, I was like, I need to buy this. Like this is coming with me no matter what.
I remember now, I was with you in San Jose when you found that stupid ketchup and you're like, "I'm buying this
Yeah,
ketchup," and you started freaking out about this ketchup. You went on a rampage, dude, I don't know if you
dude.
remember, but
Yeah,
it was like 5 minutes
yeah.
of ranting about
Kagome ketchup. It's the best ketchup. And I remember we went to Denny's, like Japanese Denny's, and they have Kagome ketchup there instead of Heinz. And so I took a bunch of those like little tiny packets of Kagome.
oh, you just took a bunch of packets of
Yeah, and
Kagome.
I was like, I'll never find these in America, so I'll just take them.
Well, you know what I am thankful is available in America?
Huh.
The Kewpie mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, Kewpie. Yeah,
I can
Kewpie
never
is
go
God
back to
tier.
regular mayo after I've
I
lived
can't
off
either.
Kewpie for so long. Something's just it's like eggy, I think, it's just so different, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't have like that sour like pungent taste of like
Mhm.
American mayonnaise.
I know. I tried to feed my mom a sandwich one time made with Kewpie, and she was like I told her, I was like, "I put Japanese mayo on it," and she, like, didn't wanna eat it after I said that. She's like, "What's no, I don't wanna eat this now."
I was like, Mom, it's better than American ketchup.
It's
It doesn't
literally
taste
better.
gross.
I don't know, it's kind of it has this weird texture in America where it's kind of, like, moussey almost, is that right? It's, like, very
Yeah.
light and airy and moussey, and I'm like, I don't like this."
Yeah, no. Kewpie.
Kewpie.
Kewpie or get out of my face.
Kewpie oh my gosh, basically, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, maid cafes. You were talking about the Shibuya
Oh, yeah, the Shibuya
Halloween.
one,
Yeah.
bottomless whiskey beers, never again. Don't do it, it's not worth $10, I think it is. It's like 900 yen or something. Don't do it. And the
Yeah.
maids there were really nice. They let me now do a dance with them, and they even were like, "Oh, they're from a maid cafe in America, and they're gonna dance for you." And I was like, "Oh, no, we have not practiced this."
Aw.
But I was so surprised though, because I was like, I thought they were so, like, exclusive, like, "This is Maidreamin, like, this is our brand," like, I just didn't expect them to be like, "Yeah, come up on stage with us and dance." I was just like, "Whoa." It was very surprising, I don't know.
Maybe they needed something to do that night. I don't
Dude,
know.
they run that place so well, like, she had the spotlight so hard, but I was just like I said, I was so surprised. So, 'cause, like, I don't think At Home would ever let that happen, but Maidreamin was like, "Heck yeah, it's party time, it's Halloween, let's do this."
I think they were trying to get your gaijin money, and they're like, "They have
Oh,
money.
they got it.
Let's." Yeah.
At the end of the night, I remember getting the bill, I think it was, like I'm not gonna lie, I think it was, like, 250, 300-ish dollars at the end of the night.
Yeah, yeah, they're like, "We made some money tonight."
They made some money off us, and that is A-okay because I have some great memories.
It's also another thing that people don't really, think about maid cafes is that they also do sell alcohol there. Like, you can
Yeah,
get
I
beers
know.
and cocktails there.
Yeah, they do. So, like, I don't know, when I think of, like, a maid cafe, like, in my head, I definitely think of, like, "Oh, it's cute desserts, and you play games, and you watch them dance," but no, they will serve you beer and, like, as long as you want. It's
Yeah,
very
like,
weird.
yeah, I think that my one of my favorite, Maidreamin stores, I think it's the live restaurant that has, like, the stage and stuff like that. I saw that a lot of their business is actually, like, business meetings and business parties.
Really? I was gonna say, like, I
Yeah.
wonder how, like, popular it is for locals to just go to a maid cafe and drink, because like, it's definitely really expensive compared to literally anywhere else. So,
Yeah. Yeah, but if you have, like, a company party at a maid cafe and they're like, "Yeah, we serve drinks," like, we have a stage, let's, like, party.
man, can you imagine getting off of your 9 to 5 job and just hopping over to a maid cafe and
Oh, that would
having
be
some beers with the bros?
that would be me, like, every Friday night, like, "Okay, let's go to Maidreamin, let's go to At Home, let's have some beers," like
Speaking of beers with the bros, I think one of my favorite restaurants in, Tokyo, it was in the Ikebukuro area, it was called Chiba-chan Chicken,
Aw.
and they had those big, long party, like, tables where you kind of sit on pillows on the floor, and when we went
Yes.
there, oh my gosh, they had, like, these giant boats of karaage chicken, and, like, the beers
Oh
were,
my
like, as big as your
gosh.
head, and it was just, like, very much, like, giant platters of food that all you and your friends can just chow down on, and it was such a good time, and everyone around us was, like they were just having such a good time, dude. So, Chiba-chan Chicken, go to the one in Ikebukuro during a pop in time, because heck, that was a good experience.
Oh my god, I'm gonna put that on my to-do list for next
Okay.
time.
But that said, at the same time, I went, 2020 when no one was there, and it was very quiet and awkward, like, the food was still really good, but I was like, "Oh, there's no parties happening, it's really quiet and weird."
Oh, so I have a question, kind of like a burning question for you as well. Do you
Alright.
prefer, Maidreamin or At Home?
Maidreamin.
Maidreamin? Really?
Yes. So, I really
Oh my
like the
gosh.
at-home aesthetics better, but I just
Uh-huh.
feel like the maids at Maidreamin, they're much more, like, excited to have you as a guest, I feel like, and I don't wanna, like I love my experience at home cafe, but, like, the maids at Maidreamin, they are working for your bucks, dude, like, they will make sure you have a good time and you will never be sitting there in silence.
Oh.
And
Oh,
also,
wow, I wasn't
I think
expecting
at
that.
home, I think I paid them for a dance, and they never danced for me, and I was really sad about that.
Aw.
So, that was, like, my one sad time. I also remember, though, when I went to At Home, though, that was my first time seeing, like, a foreign maid. I was like, we made eye contact. I was like, "Whoa, dude, you're living the dream, I think, maybe." I don't know. I don't know what it's like to actually work at a maid cafe in Japan, but I know it's fun here, so I can imagine it's kind of fun there too.
Yeah. I would like to find out about that too.
I'd be really interested to know, but I don't know, I really like it here because it's kind of like they're more chill because it's not like your 9 to 5,
Mhm.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we should
Yeah.
include this part, but, like, oh man, maid cafes having to wear makeup every single day of your life.
Like, having to, like, be an idol pretty much as a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I
I
feel like that
can't
could get exhausting.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just sitting here thinking about that, I'm like, I'd have to wake up every single day. Well, so maid cafes there, though, They do your hair and makeup for you, I'm pretty sure, right? Or is it just
I
your
think
hair?
I think it's just your hair, but even then, that's, like, already a lot of, like, labor out of my getting ready.
That is oh my gosh. Can
Yeah.
you imagine, like, going to work if I worked in a maid cafe in Japan, I would definitely want, like, morning shifts only just so that my hair is
Yeah.
nice for the rest of the day.
Ooh, you're right, like, you can, like, go get lunch and people think you're, like, so put together because
I
like, "Wow,
know,
she
or
has."
I wonder if that's, like, an
Yeah.
identifier. People look at you and they're like, "Oh, she probably works for a maid cafe.
She works
Her
at
hair is
makeup.
too nice." I can only imagine.
That's funny, actually, I never thought of it that way.
I mean, their hair is so perfect all the time, and that's why they have a stylist that literally does it for them every single day. I hope we're not, like, ruining the image for anyone, but yeah, they have a stylist that makes sure they're perfect every single time. How incredible.
I think at least the, like, Maidreamin and At Home, they have stylists. I don't know about the other, like, tiny, like, hole in the wall maid cafes either.
I've always wanted to go to a tiny hole in the wall maid cafe.
Me too, actually.
Like, one of the not major ones. I'm really glad that I've been to both major ones. I don't know, I wanna go to one that has, like, a uniform I've never seen, and I wanna go see what the atmosphere is like.
Yeah, the thing I worry though is that they probably don't get much foreigners because it's like probably like a locals thing.
Oh, probably that is true.
Yeah,
I know,
I don't know.
my friends have mentioned, like, they've been to places where they walk in and, like, the owners are just like, "No, no, 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 no foreigners, please leave." And, like, they
No.
I'm like, "I wonder what kind of place you just walked into."
I know they do that in like those like bar alleys.
Mhm.
They'll have like signs on like those like tiny little like stalls and bars where it says like no foreigners or something on it.
Oh, that's so fun. So,
Yeah,
I wonder what they would do, though, if you're, like, living there. Like, would that count or no?
I don't know. Maybe I think they would be worried about like first of all like language barrier and also like taking up their like regulars like seats or something. I don't know.
Oh, that is true. I mean, yeah, I guess unless you're, like, a regular.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, how excited were you when At Home was coming to Saboten?
Oh, dude, when At Home announced that they were coming to Saboten, I think I was speechless at first.
Yeah.
Like, that was just it was inspiring. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to train so hard just to, like, prove that we're good too." I don't know. At Homecoming and performing at Sabaton too was just so exciting because I was like, I've never seen them dance before, like, in person, so, like, I'm so excited to see how they perform live and everything.
I also think that we were also really lucky because like not everyone in Japan gets to see like Hitomi like perform and do
Dude,
maid stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a story about Hitomi, actually.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Tell it, tell it, tell
Oh,
it, tell it.
man. Okay, so my first ever trip to Japan, I was at Comiket, and my dad was off doing whatever dads do when they're alone in a foreign country for the first time, and he sends me a picture of Hitomi, and I'm like, "Dad, dad, what are you doing right now?" So he found Hitomi in Akihabara sending off little boats that were on their way to Comiket, and he just, like, was like, "I just stopped and took a picture of it because I thought it was cool." And I'm like, "Dad, that's Hitomi."
That's so
He had no
beautiful.
idea, so he saw Hitomi before I've ever seen her. I'm just like,
Yeah,
"Wow, dude."
you didn't get to see Hitomi until like what, like 3 years later.
Yeah, I didn't get to see Hitomi until Saboten 2019, and he saw her back in 2017 on a canal. I'm just like, "Dad, I think you had a better trip than I did, honestly." So, like, I was at Comiket the whole time. He didn't really have anything to do, and he didn't we didn't know how to use the trains when we first got there. So he
Mhm.
walked everywhere. So from our little tiny one-room hotel, he would just pick a direction and walk, I kid you not, like 10 miles every single day. He would just walk straight
Wow, how did he get around?
on his feet. He literally just picked a direction and started walking, and if he saw something cool, he would just take a picture of it. So
Whoa.
that's how he found the fish market, or at least a fish market. That's how he found the Tokyo Tower. That's how he found the Sky Tower. He found the Queen's Palace garden thing. Like, he found everything on foot by chance.
Oh my gosh.
And that is because he just picked a direction every single day and just walked in it and didn't turn or do anything.
Now that I think about it, I think your dad had a more exciting time than you did
That's what
during
I'm
that
saying,
wait.
dude, he did, because I was just dying. Like, cosplaying at Comic-Con was so fun and so unique and interesting. But, like I said, it was August, it was hot, I was dying. I remember, like, I was kind of, like, waving my hands on my face because I was just trying to, like, cool off a little bit, and, like, some of the attendees started to notice, they're like, "Oh, that foreign girl's, like, getting toasty," so they would run and grab me, like, a little jelly energy drink and come back and give it to me. It was really
Oh,
sweet, and also, like, inside the hallways at Comic-Con I guess this is gonna be a Comic-Con moment now, but, it was so hot inside the building of Comic-Con that you could, like, look up and there was, like, a cloud of steam, basically.
ew.
It was grody. It wasn't great, no. Honestly, like, why do they hold Comic-Con at the end of summer? That's,
I
like, the worst
mean,
time to gather a bunch of people in an open air building.
I used to say the same thing about like Phoenix Comic Con.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix
Like,
Comic-Con is in May. Hold that in
yeah,
March, guys, please. It's much nicer in March.
yeah. I remember always thinking like, why having it in the Arizona summer? Like, it's an awful idea.
I think that one is because it's a holiday, right? It's, like, Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, right. But there's other like, come
I
on.
know. There's been many a Comic-Con where I feel so heated and I honestly feel like I'm gonna pass out because it's so hot, but we choose to cosplay, we choose to suffer, honestly.
That is honest.
And then so maybe Comic-Con's the same thing, maybe they're discouraging people from going to Comic-Con, that would be a wild thought.
Oh, that reminds me like of like what they're trying to like, shoo people away when we did when Okamoto Kitchen came for Matsuri last year.
That was such a
And
good time.
yeah, and it was their first time in Arizona and it like poured like cats and dogs like on the first day.
Heck
And
yeah, dude.
I was thinking like, "Oh, it's pouring, it's storming really bad. No one's going to be here." Everyone was there. It was crowded. It was kind of miserable.
Yeah, so that was the last Matsuri to happen, right?
Yeah, the next
2019.
one the next one's gonna be, like, virtual performances and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited about that. I don't know,
Mhm.
I think I commented on their Facebook page, I was like, Show us recipes during your virtual event so we can cook them at home."
Oh,
And I
the
think that
food.
would
I'm
be
gonna miss
really
the
fun just
food.
to, like, learn how to cook if you can't eat the yummy food, at least you can learn to cook the yummy food maybe.
Yeah, man, what I'm gonna miss all the snacks, but I think I can learn to make it maybe.
I think you can learn to cook a lot, especially, like, here in Arizona, we have a lot of, like, Asian markets and stuff that sell, like, the odd stuff that you usually wouldn't find at, like, a Sprouts or Whole Foods or wherever you shop at.
I actually haven't been to H Market yet.
H Mart? Oh, man.
H Mart, yeah,
Oh,
that
if you
one.
live in AZ, go to H Mart. I'm sure there's more H Marts, but I just know that one.
But yeah, that was, like, the new one that opened up a couple of months ago, and I remember when it opened, everyone was like, "H Mart, H Mart, everyone go to H Mart." Haven't been there yet.
It's amazing. So I'm, like, a huge sushi fan, and they have a whole fish market inside, so I'm a happy one.
Yay! Well, I guess it's gonna have to wait for me then.
Oh, man.
Okay. Alright, okay, we're talking about H Mart here, but I have another question for you. So you talked a lot about places you've been, and you said I really liked when you talk about like oh, you guys need to go to this place and here's my experiences. So do you have any other recommendations of someone planning their next visit?
No, let's see. Honestly, I think I have the most fun choosing to do spontaneous things in Japan. So,
Mhm.
I would recommend choosing definitely, like, some big things to do, but don't jam pack your schedule so that you have,
Yes.
like, a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. schedule. Like, leave a couple open hours to just go do some things or even leave a whole day to go do some things. Like,
Oh yeah.
one of my best experiences was just we needed food, so we went to Costco in Kyoto.
Oh my god, I remember
So, we
that.
had an open day and we were like, "Alright, let's." I think actually the other maids wanted to go to Costco, but we had an open day, so we went to Costco in Japan and it was lit, dude. Costco was amazing. They had Suntory whiskey bottles that were so tall, they came, like, halfway up my leg.
Oh my gosh.
And you could buy giant, like, you know how here you can buy giant things of, like, steak and hamburger meat? You can buy giant sushi platters there.
Oh, I remember you guys like you bought one of those and took it back, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at a photo right now. We bought a giant, like, this looks like a 50-piece sushi platter, and it's all, like, sashimi, and we just chowed down outside of Costco, and that was just amazing. So definitely leave a whole day to just go do something weird and random. I
I went to Costco, like, very recently, and all I could think about was what like, "Wow, they have Costcos like this in Japan?"
wonder where else they have Costco, like, do they have Costco in Europe?
They probably do, yeah.
Dude, I wanna go to Costco. That's gonna be my new goal now. Whenever I travel somewhere, I'm just be like, "Do they have a Costco? I wanna see what they got there."
But yeah, I also agree with like have big things but don't like jam pack your schedule.
Yeah, and I would say, like, go to the shrines for sure, like, that's kind of an obvious, like, "Oh, I wanna go see the shrines in everywhere," but also go to the small ones, like, go to the hole in the wall, not that well-known shrines, because those are gonna be
Mhm.
some of the cooler ones, to be honest, like, a lot of people don't even know this, but there's a tiny shrine in Tokyo that looks very similar to the red arches in Kyoto, and so it's like, you don't have to make it to Kyoto to see the red arches, you can just go to this tiny little shrine that is kind of hidden in Tokyo and see similar red arches and have a similar experience.
Do you know the name of the shrine? I want to go now.
Oh, that one was Hie Shrine, I wanna say.
Hie Shrine.
And yeah, so that one was a good memory too, actually. I surprised my mom. I hired a photographer to come out and take pictures of us. So he's the one that told me about Hie Shrine. I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, we want something that definitely screams, 'We're in Japan,' 'cause my mom's probably, like, never gonna go back really." So he was like, "We should go to Hie Shrine, they have the red arches there." So we went, and it was really, really peaceful, and it was really pleasant.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, they actually have the red arches.
Yeah, so definitely visit the hole in the wall places. Also, the little hole in the wall gardens, they cost, like, 100, 200 yen to enter. Go in them. They're always pretty, they're always
Mhm.
different. Like, I can never get enough flowers and trees and little lakes and everything. So next to our hotel on our last day I think we were in Tokyo when I was with the other maids. On our last day, we found this little, like, garden that was, like, 200, 300 yen or something to enter, but it was right next to our hotel, and we were just like, "What the heck? This has been next to us this whole time," and it was so pleasant, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," there were, like, little snapping turtles everywhere, and it was really
Aw.
cute.
Aw, that sounds really
So,
nice,
yeah,
actually.
pull up your phone and look up garden and walk to it and see what you find. But also be careful and look at the reviews because one time I ended up in the middle of nowhere that said there was a garden there, but it was not a garden, it was like a little community garden for locals, like growing vegetables and bushes. It was not a public flowers and trees and things, it was just a useful garden.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, that sounds so nice, though.
yeah, definitely just pull up your map, look up garden, go to the tiny hole in the wall ones, go to the tiny hole in the wall shrines, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and Chiba chicken, I think you said, right?
Chiba-chan chicken
Chiba-chan chicken.
in Ikebukuro, that place was so much fun. I think that's where I saw the most, like, drunk locals ever.
Mhm. I think in Harajuku, there's also, like, this little, like, chicken stall. If y'all are ever on Takeshita Street, there's a little, yeah, Takeshita Dore, there's a little, chicken stall. Very, very, very good. It's like fried chicken on a stick. You can't go wrong, man. It was so delicious, and I'm so sad they don't have, like, a Facebook or anything like that.
I wonder if they're still open though, because, like, I gotta say, Harajuku's not what it used to be.
Oh, absolutely not. Harajuku is definitely not what it used to be
I
anymore.
remember, like, back in, like, the early 2010s, like, it was just this magical place where you go to buy J fashion and have a good old time and eat cute waffles and stuff, or what are they, crepes? Eat cute crepes. But
Mhm.
now pretty much all the J fashion brands have, like, closed down and no longer sell there. It's such a different vibe now.
Yeah.
Even Liz Lisa closed, there's no more Liz
Really?
Lisa. Yeah, Liz Lisa was gone, I think Angelic Pretty was gone, um, like, the secondhand Lolita shops were gone, it's all, like, K-pop stuff now, I think.
Uh, because when I went, Closet Child, that was the reseller of, like, Lolita stuff. They were still there, but it was the
Yeah.
gothic and punk shop, though. I don't know about, like, the more, like, sweet and classic shop. Uh,
I don't
yeah.
remember, but I do remember this last year in March, I looked up Closet Child and it was gone, and I was like,
Girl,
"Oh,
guess what?
it's gone."
Girl, guess what? They're online and they ship to US, so if you wanna
Oh, man. Dude, a lot of people ask me where I get my clothes, and I'm like, "Honestly, like, eBay, just look up, like, the Liz Lisa" like, all the official stores, they have eBay shops, and they make it so easy.
They really do, and also, like, shopping service has become so accessible within the last, like, 5 years now, so
It super has. I actually don't even remember the last time I had to use a shopping service just because shipping to the US is just normal now.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good part of it.
I think so too, but yeah. Did we miss
Oh,
anything? Let's
yeah.
see.
Oh, I wanna add something though. Um, so if you're going to Takeshita, and it'll probably be a little different if you visit, but what I do recommend if you want to look at some pretty clothes is La Forêt. It's like a mall that has a bunch of like J fashion shops, and on the very bottom of the mall is where they keep all of like the Lolita like clothing and stuff like that.
Really? Oh, I wonder
Yeah,
what it
bottom.
is.
Way at the bottom. That's where they keep them in the
Way at
basement of
the
the mall.
bottom. Yeah, there are a lot of, like, stairs to mysterious places in Takeshita. Go down all of them.
Yeah, there really is.
Cover.
There really
Also,
is.
go across the street because across the street is where you'll find, like, 6% Doki Doki and this store called Bubbles that sells, like, almost like pastel goth fashion.
Mhm.
They just have some cute stuff across the street, but they're all, like, kind of hidden next to, like, normal looking businesses and houses.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of like the good stuff is usually like not in plain sight. You have to like look around the corner or behind it and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like,
Mhm.
even the big stuff, like, I remember when I went to the Monster Cafe, it was kind of, like,
Oh,
hidden and weird to get to.
did you hear that it's closing?
I did. Honestly, like, I'm not too surprised, unfortunately, like, when I went, it was very empty.
Mhm.
I can imagine it's, like, a lot of fun when, like, there's a lot of people and, like, they're all having, like, a good time, but when I was there was maybe, like, 3 or 4 other parties there, and they were all, like, just, 2 or 3 people each, so it wasn't a lot of people. I remember
Yeah.
they picked me to, like, go up on the spinning carousel, and I was like, "Oh heck no. I'm not doing that. There's, like, no one here."
That's
The
funny.
guy that went up there, though, he played along. She, like, taught him a little dance, and he did it, and I was like, "Heck yeah, dude." So, yeah, rest in peace, Monster Cafe.
It's okay though. There's lots of like videos and pictures of it online and stuff.
It'll live forever online just like everything else does.
For real. All right, is there anything else you would like to add on the your whole Japan experience? Anything parting words?
Any parting words? Nah, but just, like, if you do go, you're in Japan, dude. Don't be nervous about doing stuff like those people are never gonna see you again. Just be respectful, be polite, and go do adventurous things. Don't be nervous. Go to that onsen. Don't let your nerves get the best of you, and go see the monkeys in Hokkaido. Don't let your nerves get the best of you.
Mhm. Get a strong zero while you're at it.
That'd be I get so nervous. You hear all the time, like, "Oh, everyone's, like, so quiet and polite," and I'm like, my biggest regrets are not going and doing things out of
Mhm. I
nervousness.
think that's just like a part of just like growing too and maturing. Like go do it, man. Like it's you're probably not gonna be able to get the chance to do it again.
Maybe,
Just do
yeah.
it.
That is true, yeah. Because every time I've gone, I'm like, "Alright, getting a little more ballsy this time, gotta do something else."
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for talking to me about your Japan trips. I really like hearing stories of like things they did and how each experience has been different for them. I can definitely tell like each time you went it was like a different thing you did and different vibe you got from it.
Absolutely, and,
Yeah.
bringing different people along, you're gonna have a much different experience just, like, with who you travel with and everything, like,
Yeah. Traveling with both your parents.
dad I learned my dad is adventurous, my mom is not. I love you, mom, though, if you hear this.
Well, thank you so much, lovely, for
Yeah, for
talking with me.
sure.
I miss you lots, and I wanna do more of these with you too.
I miss you too, and I miss the cafe, and I miss playing games with everybody. It was such a good time, but, like, it'll happen again in the future.
Mhm.
Definitely. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for listening this far. And next week, I will have more about Japan and our trips from it. So, thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.